How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and obviously the main focus of today's video will be on the teaser that Spirit Halloween released, showcasing small glimpses of their new props for this year. So that will be the first part of the video, but I actually filmed an entire another video just going through the list of names they released. So for the props that I believe we don't see that are on that list, at the end I'll include that part of the video I already filmed talking about those props, again, that I believe we did not get to see any glimpses of in that little teaser trailer. So I'll be going through the list of names of props and giving you my ideas on what they could possibly be. But with that little heads up out of the way, let's get started taking a look at this teaser trailer.
Welcome to the carnevil.
So quite literally the very first thing we see is what I believe to be the ringmaster, as well the very first thing we hear, because I believe that voice of welcome to the carnevil is the ringmaster prop, as featured in the main attraction list of names. So originally I speculated that this could just be a return of the ringmaster prop from 2019 that was an online only, but a part of me definitely doubted that, and that doubt was definitely warranted as this appears to be a brand new prop. So the first main thing that draws to your eye is that golden skull staff. I think it looks pretty cool. And then you have a big gloved hand there, as well as that sort of ringmaster type jacket he has on. Pretty classic ringmaster stuff. This is the only glimpse we get of this prop, but it definitely seems to be like they're going to set this up in front of the store, kind of beckoning you into the carnevil, which I think is cool. It's definitely going to be a clown of some sorts, I would imagine. Obviously, we can't see the face here, but I feel like for any ringmaster prop, they're definitely going to make it more clown themed than sort of human themed, so that's cool enough, I guess. I really hope it's not goofy though. Welcome to the carnevil is kind of a goofy phrase, I guess you could say, and it wouldn't really make sense unless he's set up inside the Spirit Halloween store, but whatever. I still think this has potential to be a pretty cool prop regardless. Next up, we don't have an animatronic at all actually, but just to make sure I cover everything in this teaser, we see an LCD-eyed skeleton dressed up as an ice cream or popcorn salesman here with that sort of concession stand hat on and a bow tie. I don't know if they'll be setting these up in the themes again. I do like how they did that in 2021 though, and in my opinion, they would be a welcome addition to this year's theme as well if they set them up nicely. Alright, here's our next animatronic, being Barnaby the bear. Now, I think a bear animatronic could be really, really cool, and obviously we have his paws and they're balancing on a ball here, and the ball does appear to rotate slightly, like he'll be balancing on it, which I think is a cool animation, but I think they could do something very, very cool with a bear animatronic if they make him really gory. I also have a feeling he'll be dressed up in some clown makeup, as I feel like is common for a circus bear. Who knows, maybe he could be having the head of his owner or trainer in his mouth or something. I feel like that would be so gnarly and awesome. A bear animatronic is very, very interesting though, because I don't feel like you could fit him into a lot of themes very well besides like a carnival like this. Definitely not your traditional Halloween character or prop, but I'm really liking how unique a bear animatronic might end up being. I hope they don't give him phrases or make him goofy, because that would just completely destroy the prop. But I don't know. The fact he's bouncing on a ball is really cool though. I hope the bear part of the prop itself is really big, because I wouldn't want to end up with another Monty the Monkey situation where the monkey part of the prop is just so tiny, and that thing had no reason to be standing on the box in the first place. But this one kind of seems like another go at a Monty type prop with him standing on the ball, but the ball at least makes sense this time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this one wholly, because I don't know, there's just so much they could do with a bear. Our next prop is what I assume to be Nibbles the Clown, and from the looks of it, this just appears to be another very generic clown prop. Obviously, he's holding a lollipop with a bite taken out of it, a very small bite, I might add. And the face here looks to be a normal latex Seasonal Visions clown animatronic. Nothing really special here, except he kind of has a huge black nose from the looks of it. The mouth, you got the classic sharp teeth with the makeup dripping down. As for the color scheme of his clothing, I mean, it's fine. Yellow and blue, we really haven't seen clowns with that kind of color scheme before. I feel like everything they do that's new with clown animatronics is just changing up the color scheme of their clothing slightly. So yeah, I'm not too impressed by this one, or I'm really excited to see what they do with it, because it doesn't seem to be gory at all. Just appears to be another generic, goofy, silly clown. So yeah, not looking forward to this one. Our next prop is the first one off a list besides the main attractions, being Michael Myers. Obviously, Michael Myers, there's really not much to say about this one. It is our a millionth Michael Myers animatronic. Though this one, due to the tattered clothing, bullet holes through him, and the older looking hands, I'm assuming this is going to be a Michael from the Blumhouse trilogy. Whether it's Ends, Kills, or just Halloween 2018, I don't know which one they're going to go with. I'm hoping it's the 2018 one because that one has the coolest mask in my opinion. I guess Kills, he kind of has the same sort of mask in that as well, just a little bit burnt. So, I don't know. Overall, I really can't say I'm too excited to see another Michael Myers animatronic, especially when considering the animation is just going to be another up and down of the knife, very slowly I might add. So really, we've seen this a million times before already. Our next animatronic is Cotton Candy Dan, and when I first read the name, I was curious how they would implement Cotton Candy into the prop, and it appears he'll be making it the old-fashioned way, except he's going to be using a head in the process. Whether that's a skull or a fleshy head, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like a skull, and it definitely appears to be a jump scare prop, though. The fact that jump scare is at your feet, I don't know how effective it'll actually end up being, but I think it's a cool idea regardless. Having him pull a head out of a cotton candy bucket is pretty cool. It definitely is going to be a clown, though, for the actual character of Dan himself, which is a little bit disappointing, but if they do it right, I feel like this could be a really, really cool prop. I kind of wish he was designed more to look like a carny. I feel like that would be much more scary than, another clown, but whatever. I expect them to make all of these props clowns anyways. I think this is a cool idea. I think it's probably going to be made by Techie. I'm not 100% sure, though. But overall, I'm actually pretty excited for this one. Our next animatronic appears to be Gravestone Ghoul, and by that name, I expected this to be extremely generic. And while it does look like something we've seen a million times before, just something sitting behind a tombstone, those hands, and especially that tombstone in memory of our dear friend, actually interest me a lot because I'm really, really interested to see how big this one is and what the creature behind it actually looks like. Because this looks a lot more detailed and realistic than I expected it to. I was expecting another plasticky skeleton just lurking behind a tombstone, but this actually does capture my interest a little bit. There's no animatronics here, but there's two shots that appear to be a part of the same set in the video. One of them, you have some barrels that just have some toxic waste leaking out of them, along with the rat. But the second one is much more interesting and a lot more blurry, but it appears there's some sort of alien technology or UFO type thing. Maybe this is the set for the giant death ray prop, I'm not sure. There also appears to be some skeletons scattered around in this scene. Again, it's a blurry shot, but this is the best we get. They do appear to be from the same set, though. That's why I put them together, and I really have nothing else to say. And the next thing we see after those barrels is this poster of Monty, which I'm assuming is going to be a part of the theme this year. Like, these will be hung up in stores on the theme. And I have to say, this looks really cool, actually. While I'm not the biggest Monty fan, it seems like they're doing it for a few different props, which is cool. And again, I think these look really nice. Definitely reminds me of the Cirque du Spirit posters from back in 2010. I guess that's what they wof trying to go for, kind of recapture that. And I think they did a successful job. Really cool, classic sort of looking carnival/circus poster, and I like it a lot. In our next shot, we see a very familiar pair of legs, obviously belonging to Creepy Towering Clown. I go into detail about how disappointed I am with the returning props much later, so I'll just leave that part in for my original video as I mentioned before. But this here is obviously Creepy Towering Clown's legs, as he is on the returning list anyways. And honestly, Creepy Towering Clown, in my opinion, I'll just give my thoughts on the prop. It's fine. I feel like he kind of gets a pass for being the first clown in a very long time when he was released. And he was pretty unique when he was released, which is just mind-blowing that I'm even saying that. Because this guy has basically been replicated hundreds of times now in various ways. Pretty much every modern clown prop's roots go back to this guy right here. So can't say I'm too happy to see him returning, since it just feels like another clown in a sea of clowns, but whatever. Our next prop is Max Straw, of course being a scarecrow animatronic, which typically I love scarecrows, but this guy is looking a little bit too happy. If we zoom in on his face, he appears to look very similar to Night Stalker from Spirit Halloween a few years back, which is a prop I despise, one of the worst scarecrow props of all time in my opinion, and this guy is looking strikingly similar, which does worry me a little bit.
However, it does appear he's going to be holding some sort of scythe, I would imagine, and it appears he's kind of floating. He's like holding on to it, giving you that floating illusion, similar to the Home Depot Witch. Not that this guy is 12 feet tall, though. He appears to be a 6 to 7 foot heighted prop. Just by looking at the face, the very, very small glimpse we get, it does look like he has a big, jolly smile on his face, which I don't understand. Maybe his head will spin around to reveal a scary-looking scarecrow. I don't know. But I do find it interesting that they did the floating effect with this guy. So maybe there's going to be something cool here. I am not sure. I'm hoping it is not a silly and dumb scarecrow, though, like Night Stalker was. I'm really hoping we don't have another repeat with that here. Our next shot, it's again not an animatronic, but a set they're going to be using, and I'm assuming they're going to be using the set for the Ghostface prop, because there obviously is a Ghostface plush right there at this little carnival game display. Maybe we're going to be seeing something like this in the theme this year. I think a little carnival game setup, maybe have a few booths with different props in them would be really cool. Going back to the Ghostface plush we are supposed to be getting a Ghostface animatronic this year, so who knows if this is referencing that. I really hope it is better than the Hauntress reskin they made a few years ago. That thing sucks, but anyways, I think this is a cool little set here. That's all I really have to say about it. Our next animatronic, I'm almost certain, is the Cremator, which just appears to be a flaming reaper of sorts. I know we can't see much of the prop here, but we have its arms holding that burnt skull, and it looks like inside the skull there will be a really cool flame effect, as it looks like there's plastic coverings on the eyes and nose hole there, and it seems there's some sort of flames going up inside the cloak. So I have a feeling this is going to be more of a typical Reaper animatronic, which I can't lie, I'm a little bit disappointed. Sure, this thing will probably be really cool with the flame effects it has going on, but I was hoping for some sort of mechanical monster, like the oven itself was alive almost, like the cremation ovens. I feel like that would be way cooler than just another Reaper prop, but if they play their cards right, and I know we can only see the midsection of this prop pretty much, I feel like we could still have something really, really cool here. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the face on this thing looks like. So I'm a little bit disappointed that this is just going to end up being a sort of skeletal Reaper type prop, but who knows, I think it'll be really cool anyways. Our next two props are Emily and Victor from Corpse Bride. So these just look like their movie counterparts, which I think is great. It's very refreshing to see a Tim Burton property that isn't Nightmare Before Christmas get made into Halloween props, and I think these two are a great pick. I don't know if they'll be sold together or separately. From these two images, it looks like they're two physically different props, so I guess you'll have to buy both of them if you want the complete collection. I'm sure they will look just like the movie once again, so I really don't have too much to say. Just it's really nice to see something that isn't Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe we'll get an Edward Scissorhands prop next. I think you could do a lot with that. And for our next prop, Spirit Halloween already released, so we have the video for him, and that is Art the Clown, surprisingly being sold at only $200. I'll talk about his price first. Yeah, this is only a $200 prop. So Rick Ratman was $200, and now this guy is $200, and considering he's a licensed prop, that is an extremely, extremely good price. I'm honestly really shocked by Spirit Halloween's prices so far this year. Maybe their props will finally be affordable. So $200 is not bad at all for this guy. I'm actually pretty impressed with how he looks as well. It's very accurate to the movie, very detailed face sculpt, and I think the animation's all right. I do like how it has the squeaking of his horn, which he does in the movie, and I guess he's waving hi to you as well, which is cool. And it does look like, just like the Party City version, he will come included with the sunglasses as well. I think for a collector's item, this is probably the one you're gonna get instead of the Party City one. The Party City one doesn't look as accurate, not as well detailed, but it's definitely more of a scary Halloween prop with the hacksaw and the blood all over him. So I really think it's just gonna come down to which you prefer. Do you want one that looks more accurate to the movie, or do you want a scarier Halloween prop? But other than that, I think this one is pretty great, along with the Party City one. I think they're both great options. It's not like one is better than the other, in my opinion. I think they're pretty much equal. But still, it's really cool to see Art the Clown at both places this year. And Spirit Halloween's version is great and exceptionally cheap. And our next shot is, again, of not any animatronics, but it's this spinning wheel with two flashes on the screen.
I believe one of them is probably going to be the head that the Cotton Candy Dan prop pulls out, or maybe not. It's this skeletal, bloody looking thing, and the other one is just creepy towering clown, so nothing new there. I think this is a cool wheel, though. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be used in any of the sneak peek videos, but I think it'd be nice. You could also see a poster for Fright in the Box as well in the background, which is pretty cool. I like how they're doing these posters. Again, hopefully they will actually be in store this year. So, yeah, not much to say about this. And our final shot is the Carnevil sign. Welcome to the Carnevil. And this little big tent here that we saw in the background of the Ringmaster's little teaser shot. I think this is pretty cool. I'm really hoping that sign is the one they use in stores this year. I really like the lights on it, but typically they go for a more smaller, cheaper option. But again, if that is in stores this year, I might want to get my hands on it. Anyways, I think this is a cool looking set, and yeah, I really don't have much else to say. So now let's get into all the props that were on the lists but were not featured in this teaser trailer.
Next name on the list, we have Bobby Strings. Now, this is an interesting one. I feel like Strings, I'm kind of getting sort of a marionette type vibe. I hope they do something cool with that. Perhaps he's some sort of scary looking puppet. I feel like you could do a lot with the puppet genre of props. I really don't feel like enough has been done in that yet, so who knows? Bobby Strings might be a really cool, unique sort of puppet marionette type prop. I would really be interested in seeing something like that. Anyways, we got some old names on this list with Blast from the Past. So these are the returning props this year. Starting with Cerberus, his 4th time being brought back at Spirit Halloween. Why? I mean, these are just, honestly, this whole list, I'm really disappointed here. I'll just read you off the names real quick. The next one is Twitching Banshee, and finally Creepy Towering Clown. Yeah, this is not a great lineup of returning props. Nothing against any of these props. Honestly, I like them all quite a bit. You know, they're not my favorites, that's for sure. But I think all of them in their own right are fine. Definitely not bad props. But why are these ones being brought back? Twitching Banshee's a wholesale prop now, so you could have. She's not even a Spirit exclusive anymore. You could pretty much buy her from any online retailer. Cerberus, I mean, he does not need to come back. This, again, is his, 4th time being, resold at Spirit Halloween. It is very, very unnecessary that he's even on this list. If they just put him back in stock, I don't think anyone would bat an eye. So our first one is called Night Terror. Very, very, very generic name. I really don't have much to go off here. Maybe some sort of ghoul or, boogeyman type prop. I don't know. I really can't work off that very well, but we are having a prop named Night Terror. Next name on the list is Wanda Webworth. So I'm imagining this is going to be a spider-themed witch prop. Wanda, wand, Webworth, spiders make webs. Just makes sense. I don't know if this will be a scary witch or a very kid-friendly cartoony witch. I feel like you could really go both directions with a spider-themed witch. I'm really hoping it's a spider-witch-mutant hybrid. That would be sick. That would probably be the coolest witch prop of all time. But I don't know. Again, I'm just spitballing ideas here. But Wanda Webworth, most definitely a spider-themed witch. Our next name on this list is definitely the most interesting out of the entire bunch, being called Giant Death Ray. Is this even an animatronic at all, or is this some sort of massive, alien machinery type prop that looks like, of course, a giant death ray? I feel like you could go both ways with a name like that. I'm not sure, though. I'm imagining definitely some sort of prop, not an animatronic. Maybe it does have movement, but it won't be a character, if you get what I'm saying. It'll literally just be a piece of machinery that looks like a very intimidating giant death ray. I hope they go with sort of the alien theming with this one. I feel like you could do a lot of cool stuff. Definitely sounds like a very sci-fi name, as ray guns are, of course, sci-fi, so I feel like there could be a lot of cool stuff done with this one, and definitely sounds very, very interesting. After that, we have the Dark Princess. Again, I really can't say too much about this one here. My mind immediately jumps to that spooky sort of ghostly queen prop at Home Depot a few years ago. I'd imagine this thing be a little bit similar to that, perhaps a little bit more detailed and, with more motion. I'm not sure though. Dark Princess definitely sounds like a unique prop for the most part. We don't see too many medieval style props at Spirit Halloween, so I'm definitely curious about this one. Our final name on the list is Demonic Gatekeeper, and while the name is very, very generic, I don't feel like the prop will be here. I feel like if they go for something really cool, like perhaps a very large prop, Maybe the gate is even involved in the prop, which I don't know. We have props called the Gatekeeper where it's just a dude in a cloak and it was boring. But Demonic Gatekeeper, kind of getting my hopes up for this one a little bit because it does have a very scary sounding name, even though again it is very generic. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this one does. I really don't have too many ideas to throw around with this one.
Well, everybody, that does it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the teaser breakdown / the name discussion. It was certainly a long one, so if you made it this far, please leave a like. Let me know what you think of all the prompts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe as well, of course. And with that, everybody, that was Spirit Halloween's animatronic revealed so far. I can't say I'm too impressed just yet. A lot of it feels very same old, same old. I'm sure the ones that haven't been revealed yet will be really, really unique and cool. I'm really hoping for that. But with that, everybody, thank you so much for watching once again. And remember, nobody outpixelates the pumpkin.